Alright, so this is a lesson Algebra 2, lesson 33, factoring sum and difference of cubes. We're looking at more advanced sum and difference of cube equations today. Here are the steps. You could write them down if you're on the video. If you're in my class right now, I should have already written them down. Okay. So number 1, I'll do number 1 and 2. Okay, and number 1, I'm going to draw a line down here because I want to save space for number 2. Number 2 is kind of a bigger problem. So number 1 and 2, it doesn't say factor. We know to solve. Why do we know to solve?
Equal to 0.
Not just equal to 0, but just equal. Okay, it could be equal to whatever. Okay, it's just there's an equal sign. Once you have an equal sign, you know to solve. If there's no equal sign, just factor, break it apart. Okay, so number 1, we have x cubed plus 125 equals 0. We know it's a solving problem because it has an equal sign in it, so then we notice this is a sum of cubes. This is like saying x cubed plus 5 cubed is equal to 0. So then we work this out. We know we could factor this as like saying x plus 5 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x plus 25 is equal to 0. And there should be a parentheses there. Okay, I just followed the format here, right? A cubed plus b cubed follows this format, right? Pretty simple. Then I use the zero product property. We have x plus 5 is equal to 0. Subtract 5 on both sides. You get x is equal to negative 5. That's for number 1. There's still two more solutions, right? Because our original problem has x cubed, right? X cubed, 3 solutions, so we have 2 more to go. So we use the zero product property for the second part of the equation with x squared. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 25 is equal to 0. Now in this example, I already know I won't have any real solutions because of the discriminant, which I'll talk about soon, but also because I don't think there's anything that's going to multiply to 25 that is equal to just negative 5. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula, or a is 1, b is negative 5, c is 25, so we have x is equal to negative b. Negative b is negative 5, which is positive 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 25, minus 4 times a. 4 times a is 4, times 25 is 100. All over 2a. 2 times 1 is 2. Simplify. We got 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 75, all over 2. And then we have 5 plus or minus square root of negative 75 is, we know that 25 times 3 is 75. There's a negative, so we can take out a square root of 25, which is 5, so it's going to be 5i rad 3 all over 2. These are 2 solutions, right? Because we have x plus 5i rad 3 over 2, and we have x minus 5i rad 3 over 2. So this is the second and third solution. Okay? Make sense? We talked about this yesterday a little bit. Yes? Okay. Number 2. Okay. What's the exponent on number 2? What's the largest exponent? Good. So how many solutions will I have? How many solutions? 7. Ready? Here we go. So number 7. This left side has x to the 7th minus x. I could factor out an x. So it's like saying x times x to the 6th minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? That's the first step. Then x to the 6th minus 1, watch carefully. I know that this is a difference of squares because x to the 6th is like saying x cubed squared. Right? Would you agree with me? Minus 1, and there's an x on the outside. Now, this is a difference of cubes. Since this is a squared amount, this is a squared amount. There's a minus sign in the middle. You could make 2 parentheses. So we have x cubed plus 1 x cubed minus 1, which is all equal to 0. Okay? That was difference of squares. So just watch right now. You'll have plenty of time. I'm going to give you like 5 minutes to write this down because there's going to be a lot of writing. This is the difference of cubes. Or difference of squares, I mean. Difference of squares. Okay? These now are both difference of cubes, and we just learned how to factor them by these two examples. Okay, so the first one, we bring down the x. This first one I could break apart. X cubed plus 1 becomes x plus 1 times the quantity of x squared minus x plus 1. Okay? The second one becomes x minus 1 times the quantity of x squared plus x plus 1, which is all equal to 0. Okay? Now we use the zero product property. We have all of these binomials. I can't really factor these anymore, so I'm going to use the zero product property. Here we go. X is equal to 0. I take this. X is equal to 0. Okay? That's the first one. That's my first solution. All done. Second one, zero product property here. X plus 1 is equal to 0. We could subtract 1 on both sides. So we have x is equal to negative 1. That's my second solution. Next, I have x squared minus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now in this one, there's nothing that's going to multiply to 1 that's going to equal to negative 1. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b. It's going to be negative 1. Just pause the 1 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 1 minus 4 times a times c, which is negative 4, all over 2a, which is just 2. Simplify, we got 1 plus or minus square root of negative 3, all over 2, which is equal to 1 plus or minus I rad 3 all over 2. How many solutions did I just write down here?
3.
How many solutions are here? Just here? 2, right? There's 2 solutions right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many solutions are left? 3 more. Okay, so now we do the next one. X minus 1 is equal to 0. So we add 1 to both sides. So x is equal to 1. How many solutions do I have up there now? 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, right? Don't worry, you're like freaking out. Your faces are looking sad. Here we go. Almost almost done. Here we go. Last one, x squared. We're taking this guy up here. Okay? X squared plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? What's the difference between this here and what we wrote over here? What's the difference between this and that? What's negative and positive? What's that? B. Do you notice how B is different? The only thing is different is B. So, the only thing you have to change in the quadratic formula is B. So you have to think about x is equal to negative b. Oh, okay. So instead of being a negative or positive 1, it's going to be a negative 1. Plus or minus b squared doesn't really matter. So it's going to be negative 1. So it's 1 minus 4 all over 2a, which is 2. Simplify it. We get negative 1 plus or minus rad negative 3 all over 2, which is all equal to negative 1 plus... Oh, I ran out of space here. Man, this is a huge problem. Negative 1 plus or minus... Actually, I need to move it even farther away from there. Let's do it right here. Okay. Negative 1 plus or minus I rad 3 all over 2. This is solution 6 and 7. Now, look at the difference between this one and this one. What's the difference? One says negative 1 and one says positive 1. Okay? Do you see that? So really, once you do one quadratic formula, you could just change this first number on the other one. Okay? So watch. I have... Everyone look up here. We have one solution here, one solution here, one solution here, that's 3. Then we have 4, 5 here, and 6, 7 here. 7 solutions. Do we get all the solutions? That's it, okay? So that's a long problem. It gets easier when you do it a couple of times, okay? It takes a long time to explain it the first time, but we'll go over one in a moment, okay? Questions? Okay, don't freak out. You'll survive. We're going to do this, okay? So I would like you to do 1 delta 2 is about number 1, 2 delta 1 is about number 2. Ready, set, go. Okay, number 3. Number 3 by yourselves. Where is this button? Here we go. Number 3 by yourselves. You're just doing number 3 right now. I'm going to come around. Based upon the exponent, how many answers should you have?
3.
Good. How do you know to solve and not to just factor? There's an equal sign. Good. Okay, go. Okay, on this example, we have, this is going to turn out to be x. It's going to turn out to be x plus 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 3x. Oh, it's x minus 3. Sorry, my bad. X minus 3 times the quantity of x squared plus 3x plus 9, all equal to 0. And of course you need parentheses here. Zero product property, x minus 3 equals to 0. Most of you got that. So x is equal to 3, right? On the next one we have x squared plus 3x plus 9 is equal to 0. We use the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b. So it's going to be negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is going to be 9, minus 4 times a times c. 4 times 1 is 4 times c is 36. Most of you had that. 2 times a is 2. Simplify. Negative 3 plus or minus negative 27. Negative 27 over 2. 27 is like 9 times 3. 9 is a perfect square. With negative, we don't like a negative in the square root, so it's going to be negative 3 plus or minus 3i rad 3 over 2. This is your second and third solution. Okay? Good? Okay, let's do the next one. Next one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay? Do it on a sheet of paper, and then you're going to show me answers as we go. We're going to do this one together. Number 4, I'm sorry. Number 4. Turn to your neighbor. What's the obvious thing you should do first? Factor out a what? Okay, so let's factor out an x first. So it's going to be x to the 6th minus 64. If I look at problem number 2 from your notes earlier, what was the next thing we were looking at? What was the next thing we were looking at? Problem number 2. Look at your number 2. Difference of what? Squares, right? So this is like difference of squares. We have x cubed squared minus, and then 64 is like what? It's a perfect square of what? 8 times 8, right? So we have, bring out the x, we have x cubed to the second power minus 64. This is a difference of squares. What's it called? What's it called? Thank you. So we could factor this out. So it's like x times x cubed plus 1, or plus 8, and x cubed minus 8. Okay? Which is all equal to 0. Continuing on. What are these now called? What's this one called? This is called a sum of cubes. Sum of cubes. Let's all repeat. Sum of cubes. Okay, this one next to it is called a difference of cubes. What's it called? What's the one right above it called? What was this called? Good. Difference of squares. Difference of cubes. You all see the difference in the differences? Okay. Keep going. I want you to start working these out. These, you should look at these separately and you're able to factor. I'll come back to you in about 3 to 4 minutes. Go. This is the hint. These x cubed plus 8. This is just like saying x cubed plus 2 cubed. Right? Would you agree? Do y'all see that? This is like saying x cubed minus 2 cubed. These are, you see that? Break these apart some more. Break it apart. You have to do these, okay? Go. Okay, so watch. Continuing. This is how you do it. Bring down the x. This becomes, this section right here is a sum of cubes, so it's going to be x plus 2 times the quantity of x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay? We just factored this out to this. Now we're going to factor the second one out. This becomes x minus 2 times the quantity of x squared minus 2x plus 4. Oh, it's plus 2x on this one. Okay? You just factored it out, right? And then all of this is equal to 0 still. Now we'll use the zero product property. So you have x is equal to 0. Done. That's the first one. Then we have x plus 2 equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 2. Done. Next one. We have this guy right here. X squared minus 2x plus 4. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. Using our quadratic formula, we have negative b, so it's going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, so it's going to be minus 16 all over 2a, which is just 2, which is equal to 2 plus or minus rad negative 12 all over 2a, which is 2. So we got 2 plus or minus, 12 is 4 times 3, 4 is a perfect square, we have a negative sign in there, so it's going to be 2i rad 3 all over 2, and we know, we look to see, can we simplify these, all these 2's? Yep. These all become 2 divided by 2, which is just 1. So the denominator, it goes away, it's going to be 1 plus or minus I rad 3. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 answers up here. We have 3 more to go. Then we have x minus 2. I'll just put this over here. Is equal to 0. So x is equal to 2. That's answer 5. And then this one, this trinomial right here, the only difference between this one and this one is the positive sign. So just take your answer here and change your b, which is, this was your b here, right? Positive 1. So just make it negative 1 plus or minus I rad 3. Okay, you don't have to do all that work again when you know the tricks, right? You could do all the work and you'll get the same answer. Okay, that's it. So, is it hard? I don't think it's as hard as it is time consuming. So, and once you go quickly, you do a few of these, you're like boom, 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 you're done. Okay? That concludes your lesson for today.